Welcome to Screen Riot. This week's movie is Detroit Rock City, a comedy from 1999. This episode will contain major spoilers, so if you haven't seen the movie yet, it's available to rent on all the major streaming services. So go check it out and come back to the podcast because this is Screen Riot.
Welcome to Screen Riot, the podcast where we review movies chosen entirely by fate. If you're having difficulties finding movies to watch, then this might be the podcast for you. I'm one of your hosts, Justin, and alongside me are co-hosts Eddie, Kyle, and John. And each week, one of us is going to spin the wheel of fate, and the host must pick any movie from that genre. If you'd like to see all the movies that we've reviewed so far and how they've ranked, visit ScreenRiot.net and have a look at the movie ratings page. At the end of each show, we'll spin the wheel again, and we're going to see what next week's movie is going to be so that you can follow along at home. Also, while you're at ScreenRiot.net, make sure you head over to the support page to see all the different ways that you can help support the show. And speaking about supporting, we're going to be spinning for our season finale show, where we're going to spin the wheel of genres. Well, we put all the genres back on there, and then whatever genre lands on, all of us has to pick a movie based off that genre. So if crime lands, we'll have to pick a crime movie. Yeah. And then all of our Patreon members, if you're a Patreon member, any level, you get to go to the Patreon website and vote to see which movie you want us to do a review on. And so that's always fun. So that's pretty cool. I'm looking forward to doing that.
Yeah, I like doing that.
Yeah. So, like Kyle said at the beginning, we're going to be looking at Detroit Rock City. It's rated R, has a runtime of 1 hour, 35 minutes, and it was directed by Adam Rifkin. So I looked through this guy. I've heard of him before. He's done one movie that I've seen of his before. I mean, besides this one.
Okay.
But it's a terrible horror movie called Psycho Cop.
Psycho Cop?
He did the third one.
Oh God, Psycho Cop 3?
Yeah, it's called Psycho Cop Returns.
Oh God.
Yeah.
You haven't seen Small Soldiers?
Well, he wrote that.
Oh,
I was going to get to that.
He did write it, didn't he?
Yeah, he did not direct it.
No, he didn't. I thought he did.
Yeah, but I was going to mention that. Yes, Small Soldiers back. What was that? 1998 or something like that.
Yes.
He wrote that, and then he did Detroit Rock City in 1999, which probably helped him get the funding to do Detroit Rock City because of Small Soldiers, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Because I remember seeing that in theaters actually.
Which one?
Small Soldiers.
Small Soldiers.
Have you seen that?
Yeah, I've seen it before. It's a
goofy kids movie.
Definitely not in theaters.
Yeah.
Definitely a goofy kids movie. That's what I was like. Yeah, Small Soldiers is the one that often gets confused with Toy Soldiers.
Right.
The movie from 1990, I think, and it's got Will Wheaton in it and Louis Gossett Jr. and all that. Where a prep school for boys gets taken over by terrorists and
yes,
shenanigans ensue.
Not the same movie.
No.
Not the same movie as the little green army men come to life. Right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I actually liked Small Soldiers. That was a pretty cool film.
It's all right.
It's entertaining.
It's
not something that you want to look at to pick apart because it'll just be destroyed.
It'll just fall apart.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So Kyle, you picked this movie. You want to kick off? Why'd you pick it?
I actually really enjoy this movie. It's always been a kind of a favorite in our household, mainly because we like Kiss a lot. And
I was about to say, do you like the movie, or do you like because it's a movie about Kiss?
I actually like the movie because it's about these four guys that are trying to get to a Kiss concert. Mm-hmm. That's like the whole premise behind it is just trying to go to see Kiss. And it actually reminds me of when my father-in-law, he had just recently passed away not too long ago, but he got us, my wife and I, backstage passes to go and see, the four members of Kiss. And this was in Orlando, and we didn't know that we were actually going to go backstage and see him until we got the all-access pass.
Oh, so he kept it a secret.
Yeah, he kept it a secret, and we got this all-access pass. And I'm like, wait, what does this mean? And he's like, we're going to go meet him. And I'm like, what? Are you kidding me? But on the, what's funny is outside of this Kiss concert in Detroit, you have all these, Kiss is all about Satan and, God help you and all that kind of stuff. You guys are cheering for the devil and all that kind of crap. There was actually people like that at this Kiss concert.
Oh, I'm sure.
Even in, I think it was like either 2013 or 2012 or something like that.
Oh, that late.
Yeah.
Well, there's that rumor that, Kiss stands for, what is it, Knights in Satan's Service?
Yeah.
I've heard that. I don't know if that's true or not. Is that what it really stands for? I'm assuming you're the resident Kiss
I don't
expert.
think so. I have
heard
no
that's
idea. It's just a
myth.
play on, yeah.
I mean, you would think that if they were Knights in Satan's Service, they would be singing about Satan. And they're really, as far as I can tell,
It's all about
it's all
sex.
about sex and
Yeah,
and-
which is all 70s, late late 70s, early 80s.
Which is
mean-
called the Satan's Tango.
I mean, come up something for ZZ Top then. I mean, all their songs are about sex too.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was going to try to go with some connection joke with beards, but I don't know. Can't do it. So,
But no, I mean, I don't know if they actually have an acronym. I think
So you
it's
don't know
just-
if it stands for anything?
I think it's just KISS. I know they have like the KISS Army,
Right.
which that exists.
yeah.
But
Personal question. Did your
Okay.
wife get hit on while in backstage?
no, she actually got into a chokehold by Gene Simmons.
Oh.
Wait, so did you get hit on
Oh,
by Kiss in backstage?
No, I actually had to kind of duck or like slouch down a little bit in front of Paul Stanley.
Oh, is he short?
Well, I don't know. I mean, it was just weird because
He didn't have his 9-inch
he
boots
did,
on?
and I thought, okay, he's gonna be massively taller than me, but he wasn't. I had to kind of like slouch down a little bit. He put his hands on my shoulders and be like, hey, I need to see over you type thing. I was like, wow, you guys are kind of short
Yeah.
with these
I mean, they're just average.
9-inch platform shoes.
Just four tiny Jewish guys from New York who
Right?
who started a band together.
Yeah.
Actually, speaking of that, so
Yeah.
in the movie, one of the plot points is, Jam has the 4 tickets, and his mother is a Bible bashing.
Not Bible bashing.
Well,
Bible
not
thumping.
Bible thumping. That's the
Thumping.
word.
Yeah, she
Yes.
doesn't bash Bibles.
Yeah. Well, sure. Bible thumping mother, and she basically tells them that they can't go. And remember when you could smoke in high schools?
Yes, she lit her
She
cigarette.
lit her cigarette in the high school and burnt the Kiss tickets, in the convenient ashtray.
Yes. And,
But where I was going with this is, so because their tickets get burnt, they have no tickets to the concert. So they hear on the radio that there's a contest to get backstage passes and free tickets and all. You just have to name all the members, the real names of the band.
Yeah.
So then Tripp cleverly fakes like he's gonna pee his pants or whatever, and he goes and calls in and he wins. Well, later on they play the recording, and do you hear what he says that the name of the band members are?
Yes.
it's the real names.
Yes, it's their actual birth given names.
Yeah, because it's all like they're all like jumbled up versions of, like, we know him as Paul Stanley, but Stanley is actually the last name of somebody else in the band, right? Isn't it like Gene Stanley or something?
It's
Or Paul Simmons?
It's something like, okay, so Paul Stanley, I think I got this right. Stanley Eisen. Ace Frehley is Paul Frehley.
Okay.
Peter Criss is Peter Criscola.
Okay, gotcha.
And then Gene Simmons is Gene Klein.
There
Or
you
Klein,
go. No.
Klein or something like that.
No, I thought
or
his
born
wor-
as Clem Waits or something like that.
Well, yeah, I think it's really Jewish, so I think
Yeah.
it's Chaim Witz.
Chaim.
Chaim
Chaim
Waits.
Witz.
Waits or something like
Whereas
that.
his mom
but-
always says, "Chaim, darling."
Chaim dialing. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, God.
So that's what that's what he had said, but then he had hung up.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he says Gene Simmons.
I hate...
I need to watch it again.
Yeah, I have.
I
I
don't-
didn't really listen to it clearly, but I went right into the gag of he just hung up the phone. And right after the guy was like, "All right, you stay on the line and we'll get more information from you." To click, and he's like, "What the? This guy just hung up on me."
So let me tell I do like this movie too. I think this movie is really funny and everything, and I like the whole road tripping teenager thing. There's a lot of movies that are like this that I like Fanboys, where it's all about Star Wars and all that. But I hate Tripp. I hate
he's
that guy
annoying.
so much.
He's the
Tripp's a little annoying. Yeah,
God.
the dazed and confused character.
I just can't deal with it. Though.
I'm so high all the time.
Even
I'm just high on mushrooms.
Even in Dazed and Confused, though, the guy who is basically like his twin in that movie is not nearly as annoying as
right.
he
Yeah.
is. It's so fucking just over the top. I'm like, calm down a little bit.
He's definitely the last one of the group that I like.
Yeah, that you can even stand. Yeah, I know. Exactly.
Yeah, I'm more into John Connor.
Yeah, Edward Furlong. Yeah.
John Connor.
Who
Come with
doesn't,
me if you want the rock.
Yes.
who doesn't really seem to want to be in this movie. I don't know.
You get that impression?
Yeah, between him and the other guy, Giuseppe Andrews.
Giuseppe Andrews, yeah.
Yeah, I don't feel like either one of them really wanted to be. To me, Jam is the one who was like, "This is my big break, guys. Like, I'm going for it.
Right.
Like, I'm gonna go all in on this. You know, I don't know. He seems to be the one who really put forward the most effort.
I was gonna say, the kid who played Jam, which I can never remember
Sam
his name,
Huntington.
Sam Huntington. Yeah.
Huntington.
Who's actually been in stuff since this movie.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I mean he was definitely the best actor, I think, of the four.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he had the most. I guess the storyline was kind of around him, mostly, just because I mean he was the one who
Well,
not
he's the
didn't
one we see the
lose
most
the
about.
ticket, but you know his mother burned him, and they had to break him out of the boarding school and
Yeah.
everything.
We see the most about him. We know the most about him. He's
Yeah.
the one that we know. The girl likes him. We know about his mom. We don't know. We know that the Lex's mom is a female gynecologist, and
Right.
that Tripp's mom and like probably had him, or she had him on shrooms. I
Yeah.
guess not
Yeah.
LSD. We don't know shit about Edward Furlong's parents. I know nothing about. As far as we know, he's an orphan.
Yeah.
Like, there's
Right.
nothing about his family in this. So I'm with you on that.
Well, they
Yeah.
got killed by the Terminator.
There you go. That makes
Well,
sense.
you're right. They
The-
sure did. The
the,
step-parents
the
did.
step-parents did.
And
That
Sarah
would be-
Connor's in the nut house.
I mean, we'll just forget that there's actually a timeline here, and this is supposed to be 1978. But let's just
Dude,
bypass
Terminator's
that.
all
Terminator-
about time travel.
Exactly. They time travel all over the place.
Jesus.
But I mean, it might be too. I mean, that you might get that sense of those two actors not wanting to be in the film, or just like whatever. I'm in a movie, because Sam Huntington, was his like first big one. I mean, he was in Jungle to Jungle, but it wasn't. It was,
that Tim Allen movie?
Yeah, that Tim
Yes.
Allen movie in '97. But then he was in nothing really of note until '99. He was only in one episode of Law and Order in '97, and then nothing in '98. Then comes '99. He's in Detroit Rock City, and then it's movie central,
Yeah.
movie centric. He was in not Another Teen Movie. That's where I knew him from,
Oh, yeah.
and that's in '01. That was his next movie after that.
He was in the TV show Being Human, which was the American remake of the British show called Being Human. It was like about a vampire, a werewolf, and a ghost who end up living in a house together.
I think I remember that show, but I never watched it.
The British version was better, but even for the American version, it wasn't bad.
But speaking of Sam, I was looking at his acting credits here. His first credited item on IMDb is 1995. I just found this kind of funny. It's the Microsoft Windows 95 video guide.
No way.
Also, though,
I kind of want to see that.
Courtney Cox and who played Ross Geller,
David Schwimmer?
Yeah, David Schwimmer were both in those, I believe.
Really?
Yeah. Well, actually, I can actually click on it.
You know what? You got to start somewhere, and why not? With
I'm sorry, it's
Microsoft?
Jennifer Aniston, Matthew Perry.
Yeah, because they did the
was
Windows
it-
98
that was
one,
the-
right? Or was it 95?
No, that was 95.
Okay.
Well, look at
Yeah.
what's his name, Justin Long. Justin Long started as the Mac kid, didn't
Yep.
he? Wasn't that where his
Yeah,
big
he
break
was on the Mac
He was in
versus
stuff
PC.
before that.
Was he?
I'm pretty sure.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, kind of odd if he was. I mean, to be like, wait, what are you doing now? You're going to do Mac commercials after doing movies, huh? Okay. Good move, buddy.
So
Yeah.
to reiterate, it was Jennifer Aniston and Matthew Perry, not the other two
Right.
I mistakenly said.
To go back to something that you said earlier about the mothers that we don't know about.
Yes.
You said, we know stuff about everybody's mother except Hawks. Edward
Yeah,
Furlong.
Edward
Yeah.
Furlong, yeah.
So I did read something that there's a deleted scene.
Oh.
Apparently, this movie was originally over 3 hours long. The
Oh
first
my
cut.
god.
And there's a deleted scene where Edward tells Christine, the Shannon Tweed
Yes,
character.
the girl, Jesus, what is
Yep.
it? The Stella. There we go.
No.
No, Christine's the The girl they pick up on the.
Oh, that's right.
on the
Yeah,
highway.
yeah.
That's
Sorry,
what I'm saying.
she's
That's
Estella.
Stella. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
That's
yeah.
Christine.
That's
That's
what-
Stella.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I said Shannon Tweed, but
My name's Christine.
we'll talk a little bit more about Playboy later.
It's something Lyon, isn't it? Shannon Lyon or something? Is that her name?
What?
It doesn't matter. The actress.
Natasha
Lyon.
Natasha Lyon.
There you
yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
But anyway, he tells her that he never knew his mother because she passed away while giving birth to him.
Oh, that's sad.
So that scene where he gets mad at Tripp and Giuseppe Andrews arguing over their mothers
Oh wow.
jumps back to that scene of he was mad at them for doing that.
Oh, okay.
Dang.
Interesting.
Yeah,
that-
it's kind of interesting. Like I would like them to have kept that in there, but maybe they're just trying to cut time, I guess.
Well, it also kind of sounds like if it was 3 hours, because this was an hour and 35 minutes. So another hour and a half, and
That's a lot.
Shit like that. It sounds like it was like a drama
It
miniseries.
would,
like,
it would go from a comedy to these poor kids.
Yeah,
They've been through a
then
lot
it
of
becomes,
shit.
Then it becomes fanboys.
Yeah.
Like where you find out Jam actually has cancer and his mom's really an asshole,
Right.
Like the whole, like she's a real, she's really awful because she's trying to get rid of him right before he dies from cancer. You're like, oh my god.
Yeah. So Lex's character, he reminds me of Cameron from
Ferris
Bueller's Day Off.
Yeah.
So he's kind of like the solo guy out. He's like, I don't really want to do this trip, especially because it's my mom's car, and
Well, he's like lukewarm about everything.
yeah.
Like I agree with you on this, on the kind of wants to be involved, but doesn't really want to be involved. I'm with you on
He's
that.
peer pressured in.
But he just seemed lukewarm on everything. Like Natasha Lyon, who's not the most beautiful girl in the world, but whatever, makes out with him, and he just kind of seems into it. Not really, not too much. Like the most into it he seemed was when he was sneaking around backstage, and the security guards are after him. Even then, he falls into a pile of groupies and still just doesn't really seem that enthused. Like he just, I don't know.
If groupies were champagne glasses.
No, he fell into the champagne glasses too. But
When
did
he
fall
rode
into-
down the escalator.
yeah.
he did fall into
those
a pile-
groupies. Oh, yeah.
He fell into a pile of groupies, and he's still just kind of, I don't know. He seemed like he phoned in 85% of the movie. You know what I mean? Like Edward Furlong, at least 25 to 30%, I can say, was involved, right? But even when he's getting his head slammed into the glass with the cheese pizza thing, and he's like, "That's not very nice." I'm like, yeah, do it a little more like, yeah, this isn't really hurting. Like it's not really doing anything.
They were high.
It was pretty crazy. I don't know, that scene in particular is kind of funny with the Guidos.
Edward Furlong actually got a really big laugh out of me.
Oh yeah.
I did laugh out loud at one point. It was when he was at the strip club and Shannon Tweed sends him the drink, and then he tries it and then he immediately spits it out. But then he has that line that says, "It's gone bad."
It's gone bad.
It makes me laugh every time I see that.
Yep. That's a really funny part. I mean, everything in the strip club is pretty hilarious, minus Ron Jeremy. Everything else is really funny.
Oh, you don't like Ron Jeremy?
Well, he's
Why not?
I don't particularly care for the vomiting either.
convicted
Oof,
rapist.
yeah.
That was pretty
that
bad.
part was pretty
And the
gross.
continuity in the vomiting too is I have a problem with. If you're gonna put it in right. Don't have different colored vomit in the container.
I just attribute it to different drinks that he'd been drinking.
But it's a completely different color though.
Yeah.
Like the picture, like in one shot it's red, in the other and another shot it's more of a whitish, cloudy color.
Yeah.
And they just keep cutting back between the two, and it's the whole thing. It's not like oil and water layers in the thing.
Right.
You know?
Gross.
I liked the part where they were running away from Elvis, and when it was just the three of them, and then Hawk was the last one to come in, but oh gosh, what was his name? The druggie
Tripp.
Tripp. Yeah.
He was just about to light a doobie, so he heard the door open, and he was just like eating it,
He
and
eats it.
swallowed it. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh god. And then an actual girl comes into the girls' bathroom, and they hide into a stall.
Oh,
And-
this comedy's right up your alley.
Yeah, that is so you, Kyle.
Because they got the hots for this chick, and then they're like, I never imagined hearing her blow ass.
Yeah, Lex makes the comment it's some girl's name, and he's like, I've had the hots for her since 2nd grade.
Yeah.
And then she sits there and
It just blows ass.
oh god.
It
Listen,
was great.
We have to stop and let Kyle finish.
it is.
No,
listen,
I'm good. I'm good.
the thing is, it is. I mean, I find this movie funny too, but I don't know if I find it funny from like a critical stand. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's funny, but it's funny in like a okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and then 10 minutes later, do you remember that part in Detroit Rock City? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so.
It's method comedy. It's like it follows the comic method for sure.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to have jokes here,
Well,
here, and here.
How old were you when you first watched this?
I hadn't seen it until I was probably in my teens.
Okay. Well, no, that's when I saw it. I think I saw it like I don't know, junior year of high school, maybe. I mean, it's when it came out.
I was probably like mid-20s.
Okay, mid-20s is way too late. That's like watching Johnny Dangerously when you're 35.
I was 38.
And
Wow.
laughing my ass off at Johnny Dangerously.
Johnny Dangerously is
already.
These movies are not one above the other. Justin, just
Now,
so we're clear.
if they were going to see a Metallica concert, I probably would have saw it the day it came out.
I don't know.
I was like, what?
What?
So I'm not a Kiss fan. I'm not. Kiss's music does nothing for me. I've got like maybe 3 songs that I can kind of listen to and be like, okay, I get it. You know,
Yeah.
like rocking all night, but like shout it and stuff. Like I don't. Nope. I just don't have it. Like it's too much.
You're just listening to the wrong albums.
Maybe that's
all.
it. Maybe that's it.
You're just listening to all the songs that people tell you to listen to.
So
Instead
I
of
gotta
actually,
listen to like the deep cuts,
Yeah.
where they take their makeup off and.
actually, yes.
Well, you know, this
There's
movie,
an
I know-
album
I know
like
there is.
like Revenge, you know, and I'm like, yeah, that's a really good album.
I've heard they took their makeup off and tried to get serious, and people were like, "Put your makeup back on." Like, what are you doing,
Guys? This is an act. You make money from putting on makeup.
Yeah, you're like a
Put it back
clown who
on.
took his makeup off. No. We don't want to see Bozo the clown without the makeup. Put the makeup on. Go ahead, John. I'm sorry, bro.
oh, it's fine. I mean, I watched this, and then I went somewhere. I forget where I went, but I was like, I'm gonna listen to some Kiss.
To hell.
And I did a whole. No, I did not go to hell. I did I drove. I think I went to the gym or something, and I'm like, I'm gonna listen to some Kiss, right? Just because I just watched this, going to the Kiss concert movie, and I've heard songs that I've never heard before. I heard the standards, obviously Detroit Rock City and all that, but I had never heard Beth.
Oh yeah,
I really like that.
yeah.
It was good.
It's one of their. I'm gonna go take a piss songs.
They're ballads.
So, Role Models, the movie Role Models. Paul Rudd just demolishes Beth, but it's to his ex girlfriend. He's trying to get with his ex girlfriend, and he sings to her the lyrics from Kiss.
The girl.
And everybody in Role Models like, is that Kiss? Like, it's such a funny.
I mean,
funny
the
part.
girl that had the hots for Jam, her name was Beth.
Right.
And when they actually were, I think it was in the confession
Yeah,
booth,
Yeah, they played
they started playing Beth. And I was like, yeah, okay, here we
Now,
go.
that being said about the Kiss stuff, which the whole movie's about Kiss, I get it, but the rest of the soundtrack is banging.
It really
yeah.
is.
There's
yeah.
so many good songs on this.
They had
on this
Jailbreak.
Yeah,
You know, when they were breaking them out of the.
I
I
love.
thought that was a
boarding
little
school.
on the nose, but
Well, and see, all the songs
It's still
are really
fun, though.
kind of on the nose.
yeah, but
you
I
know.
love Thin Lizzy. Thin Lizzy is so good to me.
Oh, yeah.
I really like.
oh, and
Thin
Cheap
Lizzy.
Trick.
Cheap Trick Surrender,
Yep.
which is a good one. I like. I mean,
I didn't realize that Gene Simmons had handpicked Natasha Lyon
Oh, really?
to play Christine.
Wow.
From what I've read about this movie, doing the research for the show, Gene had a heavy hand in a lot of this stuff. Now he would defer to the director on things because he was very as you know, I mean, if you've ever watched the Gene Simmons Family Jewels, you would know he's very business oriented and hierarchy oriented. So if there was a question about creative differences, he would just defer to the director type thing. But anybody else was like, no, I'm running the show. He was very much in charge.
I don't know. Did you guys like most of the casting or no?
I actually I enjoyed the casting. I mean, I thought they did a pretty decent job of the, especially the 4 guys.
Well, I didn't feel like there was anybody who I was surprised by. Like, there was nobody when I was watching it that I was just like, nah, that person doesn't pull that off. You know what I mean? Like, I felt like everybody pulled it off pretty well. There wasn't anybody I was like, oh, that just doesn't fit right. You know what I mean? They all seemed to, I don't know. I mean, the fact that they went with the actors, I should say, they went with, other than like Natasha Lyonne and Lynn Shay, etc., you don't really have a whole lot of preconceptions about who that actor is. So I think that helps to sort of absorb them into the character a little bit better. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. There was nobody that was stand out like awful. Like what was the last movie we watched?
Within Limits?
Without Limits.
Or Without Limits.
Yeah.
I thought it was Within Limits. Well, his running was within the limits of what his body could actually produce.
Right. But that main actor just bugged the hell out of me. I can't even think of his name right now. It's like
Billy Crudup.
Billy Crudup, that's it. Just totally escapes.
Playing pre-plantain.
Yeah. Exactly.
Playing a banana.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I mean, even Shannon Tweed was in here, which, famously is Gene Simmons'
And damn,
girlfriend.
she looked good.
She looked pretty good, yeah.
For 98, 99.
For being a cougar.
Yeah. I mean, for being I think she was a Playboy model on the cover, like it was in 1982 or 83.
Mm.
And, back in 78, she wasn't actually with Gene. I think, obviously, everybody knew Gene Simmons, but
right.
They had actually started going out pretty heavy early 80s. Like, it was kind of like right after this tour that they started going out. But I think they just got recently married, like in 2012 or 2017 or something like that.
Oh, they did get married finally?
Yeah. Yeah, they finally tied the knot.
They're happily unmarried for
A long time.
long time.
Yeah.
But what ended up happening to cause the marriage? You heard about that, right?
Mm-mm.
They they're in the whole like celebrity sex tape thing. There was some chick hid a camera in her hotel room, and
oh, that's right. I remember hearing about those.
Gene, that was all over the internet. Her and Gene going at it.
That's right.
And that really pissed Tweed off because she's like, I know it's happening. I just don't want it all over the media.
Right.
That kind of thing. So she's like, you know what? You're done. I'm reeling you in.
Yeah, I kind of wonder how much of, like, the backstage of a Kiss concert, like, how much of that was real? Like, the hot tub with I think the guy that was in the hot tub, he was actually credited, like, the lucky guy in the hot tub or something like that.
Oh, funny.
That's funny.
With all the hookers or something.
Yeah, with all the groupies, the naked groupies.
Well, I don't know. You went backstage. You had an all-access pass.
I didn't see any hot tubs.
Yeah,
No
but he's
hot
not
tubs?
credited as lucky guy.
But this was like, 2014, 2013 or something like that. So
Right.
Yeah, it's probably more rampant in the 70s.
Yeah, the backstage was actually sponsored by Cialis. Let's be honest.
And plastic.
yes,
Yeah.
with
That's right.
your main sponsor, Botox.
Yep, here they come from, let's hear it for Kiss. Sponsored by Depends.
And Icy Hot.
Now Depends in black.
Gene Simmons, his little cod piece
the belt.
is
Yeah.
actually Depends.
I guarantee you, Gene Simmons would market that.
Well,
as long as you could put Kiss on it.
I had a little bit, the record that she puts on at the very beginning, the mother.
Love Gun.
Yeah, but it was a Casablanca album, and it the first song on that side that she picked up was Love Gun, but it was actually I Stole Your Love that played when she first put the needle on.
Oh, okay.
But what's funny is right when the actual opening credits started, like when you saw the record and it started spinning, it actually played Love Gun.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was weird, but I just kind of like
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think
inside.
I don't think they wanted to repeat the songs because they don't repeat the songs throughout the movie.
Well, it could have been. Yeah, but Love Gun's a pretty good opening song.
It is, but that's why I'm saying I don't think that it played. I don't know why they didn't grab the other thing other than they wanted that cool effect of like watching it
The
play
records,
as they do
man.
this.
Yes.
Yeah, so it had to be the Love Gun album because they were going to show the label and everything.
Right.
But then, we'll just screw the song up. Whatever. Like we'll play this song in the little rec room that she's in, and then whenever we go to play it for the opening song.
That's why. Okay, so the album has actually 10 songs. I Stole Your Love is the first song on the other side.
Of
Love Gun is on side
A.
A. Yeah, and then I Stole Your Love is on B.
Gotcha.
So,
Well, speaking of the beginning of the movie, the first 25, 30 minutes of the movie feels, the filmmaking, the aspect of the filmmaking feels totally different than like when Act 2 starts and, you know, throughout the rest of the movie. When the road trip starts, I feel like the filmmaking gets like more mature. Does that make sense?
It gets less Empire Records,
Yes.
less Mallrats,
Yes.
etc. Yeah, I don't know what changed. They were doing like whip pans and stuff in the beginning. They did like a bunch of like zooms
Right.
and zoom
Gimmicky
out, zoom
stuff.
in. Yeah, I mean, well, gimmicky but kind of interesting. I mean, the second part of the movie focuses more on the story, less on the cinema, the cinematography pieces, I should say, because the cinematography in the second half, I should say, is fairly basic. Other than a couple of close-up shots, it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
There's nothing too interesting that happens.
The only thing I think of is when I read that the original cut was over 3 hours.
Yeah,
I have a feeling that was where the vast majority of cuts came.
it was in the first half.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe.
And it was because it feels very erratic and everything, and just the feel of it.
Yeah, that's quite possible. I mean, some of the scenes, what I noticed, I had a distinct 70s feeling when, not Tripp's mom,
Jam's mom.
Jam's mom
mom,
was on screen.
Yeah.
There was the definite 70s feeling. There was a more early 2000s, late 90s feeling during the road trip scenes. And then I had a 90s Nickelodeon TV commercial feeling with the boys' boarding school priest scene.
oh yeah,
It seemed like that was like something like
did look that-
it's pizza in a tube. It was like kind of like that type of.
they kind of had it
feeling
at like
I
a,
had.
they kind of had it like a fisheye lens.
It has
almost.
the fisheye. They had like an
Pizza
odd
in a
angles
tube.
and all that stuff. You know,
Yeah.
it
It's
definitely felt like
mushrooms.
90s
in a
to me.
tube.
Yeah,
I
I
hear
think they're
you.
called pizza rolls.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, the whole breaking out scene at the boarding school was, I don't know, it seemed a little rushed to me. I don't know, it was just like, oh, well, thank God we have these mushrooms to put on this pizza.
I think it was rushed, but I think if they spent any more time
Yeah.
there.
I think, yeah.
Because I kind of agree. I mean, I don't want to say that all the cuts came in the first part of the movie, but it's very possible that somebody watched it and went, okay, hold on. What's the runtime on this bitch? Like 3 hours?
Yeah.
A, it's supposed to be a comedy there, Adam. And B, first off, like, why? It's called Detroit Rock City. Can we fucking get there?
Yeah.
Like, we're spending all our time in Ohio or wherever they're at. Like, why are we spending all our time there? We need to get on the road. Okay, so the first part, you get 20 minutes. Figure out what you want to tell. And then cuts, and then we're on the road. You know what I mean?
I did like
what it feels like to me.
I did like
Yeah.
the cinematography in the city when they were in Detroit,
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like
because it felt very city like. I mean, everything was tight, everything was crowded. I mean, there was just a gob of people out and about, lights like strobing everywhere.
I almost wonder if that was done on purpose. The maturity of those shots, the progression.
maybe
Because it's coming of age.
I was
yeah,
thinking of
because
that.
each of the characters has each of the four main characters should say has their own coming of age story once they get to Detroit.
Right.
And maybe that's the genius of the film is that they started off all wonky and stuff like awkward teenagers, and then as they progress to the big city to become grown-ups, to become men, the filmmaking got more professional.
Yeah, I mean that's very possible because I had that thought too when I was kind of contemplating or reminiscing about this. Because, like I said, it starts to get more mature at the when the road trip starts, even though they're doing immature things,
Yeah,
you know. But when they get to the city, it's like they have one unified goal. But when they break up, you know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying. I
just
don't
think
know. I mean, it's possible that they were that deliberate with the filmmaking. I just don't see it. I mean, it's possible. I'm not saying anything's outside the realm. I just don't. nothing about this movie feels that deliberate. There's a fucking hunk of cheese thrown onto a windshield that somebody's face gets smashed into.
Fucking hunk of cheese.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I can't really say that.
Look,
you know,
I
there's
didn't say it was perfect.
it's just a young girl walking down the side of the road. They make scary movies that start with, yeah, but they make porno movies that start that way too. But let's be super deliberate with the cinematography. Like, I don't know if that's the. I mean, it's possible, but I just
And the whole, confession scene in Detroit.
Yeah.
When he's like, so you're saying that, you're going to see Kiss and you lost your Kiss tickets? Don't you have anything more,
More juicy.
juicy, like,
Yeah, creepy pedophile vibes from that.
walking
that
in on your
big
aunt
time.
or something?
Big
Yeah.
time.
well, there was not so subtle, undertones to like everything. There was the mothers against Kiss who all have their own secret, but it's not really that secret or that subtle, like problems at home and they're so righteous and they're so they're zealots in their own way against Kiss, but then they are horrible parents or they're horrible whatevers. Which is the same argument that Dee Snider from Twisted Sister made back in the 90s.
Oh, yeah.
Whenever they were talking about, cussing in music and rock music being from the devil and stuff.
Oh, were you talking when he went in front of the
Went in front of Congress.
Congress?
Congress, yeah. Dee Snider went in front of Congress, and Jam went in front of that little group of people, and he was like, you want to sit there and tell everybody else how to live their life, but really, it's all just to take the light off of you being a horrible, shitty-ass parent, and blah, blah, blah. I mean,
I do like that scene.
I like
Yeah,
that
it's a
scene,
very
but
good
it's just
scene.
it's just not subtle. Like there's no subtlety. There's no subtlety to the movie, but it's a comedy.
In your face like rock and roll, Eddie.
Sure,
That's right.
but I'm okay with that. It's
Shout
a
it out loud.
comedy. It's not something.
That's a lyric, right?
You
Yes.
guys,
Yes, it is.
you
job.
guys know my rule with comedies. It's like animation. They already take a hit. They're comedy. There's nothing there. It's all on the surface, and it's meant to
Comedies
be.
can still say something.
And this one does,
Yeah.
but it's just done in a very it's a very Kiss way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's just I don't know.
And I like the gas station scene where Tripp was contemplating,
Tripp
robbing the gas station,
Yeah.
or the convenience store.
Then everybody pops up on his shoulders.
Yeah.
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 Tripp has the mildest arc of everybody. Like
Yes.
like everybody else makes a character arc. His is kind of like
He does not grow whatsoever.
like
He-
it just fizzes
I
out.
think I would like to think that Tripp decides to stay in school and do better, so
Yeah.
he doesn't rob gas stations.
That's all this movie's
Nah.
missing, by the way, is one of those,
One of those 90s
Animal House,
message?
Animal House wrap ups at the end where where they do like here Lex goes on to be a gynecologist like his mom and marries Christine, and Edward Furlong goes on to date a 60-year-old woman and makes millions, and and then Tripp finishes high school. The end. That's all he does.
finishes high school. ... Barely.
Yeah, barely finishes.
works at Pizza Hut.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
it.
that's all that this movie.
Yeah.
is
Oh my
missing.
god, that was the worst looking pizza I've ever seen.
It did not look.
Yeah.
That
It did
way.
not look
No,
appetizing
it,
at all.
it looked. It was
Thick.
like 2 inches of cheese.
Yeah.
And then sauce. That
When
was
he
it.
grabs the last slice,
Yes.
of it,
Yeah,
I'm
like,
oh
oh,
god, no,
that's
no.
horrible.
No.
And it
I had
looks
to be
like
super high to eat that.
Yeah,
looks like 3-day
Way
old
too much.
pizza.
Yeah,
That's not.
it looks like mold and stuff.
Yeah.
on it, but, ugh.
I think those were bell peppers, but yeah, still not good. No, it
Oh, what was the pizza company? Something Pig.
Pizza
Oh,
Pig.
Pizza
isn't it?
Pig.
Pizza Pig.
Yeah,
it's
that's
called
right.
Pizza Pig.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know what it
it's-
reminded me of? Our old local station here in Florida, the Power Pig.
Power
back in
Pig.
the 90s.
Power
Oh,
Pig.
Yeah, they had pink jackets too, I believe.
Yes, they did.
Oh God.
Yeah, it's yeah. I don't know. I don't know about that. Like I said, to me, one of the best things is the whole movie is the soundtrack. Like I really like
Yes.
the soundtrack. The rest of it's kind of.
I mean, it had to have a good soundtrack. I mean,
it's a fucking movie about rock and roll. Yeah,
that,
yeah.
and it's in the late 70s when that kind of music was at its top.
Yeah, I would say classic rock was definitely, especially okay. The Cheap Tricks, the Led Zeppelins, that style. Yes, I would say between probably
All the music that's in this movie?
76 and 81 is probably I'm saying for their heyday though, it's probably
Yeah,
76 to 81.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
late
agree.
70s was
Yeah.
like the pinnacle
Yeah,
of this kind of rock music.
yeah, and then we definitely hit a dip around 80s.
Yep.
For rock. I mean, you got the whole new age stuff, which I still
Boston
like,
started it all without synthesizer stuff.
but- Yeah, I do like Boston. Though.
They're okay.
Boston,
So, do you have a pair
Chicago.
of Kiss underwear like Hawk does?
I do not have a pair
No.
of Kiss underwear, unfortunately. And, it's not a Gene Simmons boxer.
What did it say on the butt? Did it say like
Kiss this.
Kiss this. That's right.
Yep. Yes,
liked
it
it.
did.
What was I saying about mature filmmaking when we
Yeah,
get there?
that's
Right.
that was
Yeah,
my
right.
point. I'm like, okay, guy, we can go down this route.
Speaking of the tongue thing,
Yeah.
during the concert at the end where they go to that weird in the mouth
Oh, yeah.
shot.
I loved
with
it.
the-
Yeah, that was.
That
Pretty,
is
I was like, whoa,
really bizarre.
I bet you that came out of Gene's head and be like, "Whoa, wouldn't
Probably.
it be cool
Yeah.
if we had a camera in my mouth?"
Probably.
Right.
And the directors are like, "What the? Is he serious right now?"
I mean, why not?
Like,
right?
well,
mean,
it's
he's
Gene
an executive
Simmons,
producer, so-
Well, that and this.
he
this-
kind of funded this movie. So,
But this
all right,
came
listen
out
to him.
again. This came out near. I mean, not the same year, but near like Empire Records, Mallrats, etc. And there's a bunch of crazy. Fucking Empire Records has Guar show up in the middle of the movie.
Yeah,
In the middle of the
Guar.
movie, Guar shows up, and the damn whatever that thing is on stage that they feed people to eats somebody. So yeah, why not? Why not that? Why not that with this movie? I don't know.
Oh,
Now, did you guys see any of like I would say the twists of it all? Like when they were beating each other up and expecting to get, Kiss tickets. Were you expecting them to meet up with that person that mugged Tripp?
no.
No, the first time I
That
saw
caught me
this,
off guard.
no, I didn't think that was going to happen. No.
And
I
I
just
didn't
thought
see
they wouldn't get to the concert at all,
right. It would just be a total letdown and be like,
or they either that or they some one of those happy ending type things where remember the band is walking by
Oh yeah.
and,
yeah.
and here's
We
their
should have been
story.
at the
Oh,
concert.
let them in. You got your asses kicked to come see us. All right. And there's like, go.
Which happens in Fanboys, by the way. Like something
Does it
like that.
really?
Something like that happens in Fanboys. Yeah.
first time I saw it, I didn't really see the mother being at that Mothers Against Kiss.
I didn't.
No,
either.
I didn't see that coming.
I
either.
didn't see that at all. I knew that she was going to be out late, but I
Right.
thought it was just going to be like another church thing, not her actually going to Detroit and
Well-
being a part of that.
Well, what did she say she was going to go do?
Church meeting.
Yeah, church
She
meeting.
just said church meeting.
Yeah.
Okay. I was going to say, did she lie?
Well,
Yeah.
I guess
Not
technically
really,
not
not-
because they're all churchy
it's-
anyways.
Well, this is a different night.
It's a white lie.
But it's also a different night. The church meeting was on like a Thursday night because he
Oh,
had
that's
school
right.
the next day.
That's right,
And then
yeah.
they were going to Detroit that night. Well, so they had that, and then she picks him up from school after finding the tickets and then takes his ass to military school.
Yeah, to the boarding school. Yeah.
Yeah. So all that took place and launched his ass out of there, and then everything else is kind of
Pretty
downhill
sure.
from
I'm
there.
pretty sure it was the same night.
You know what? Hold on. She tells him about the church meeting when he's getting dressed that morning.
Yes.
Yeah,
So,
that's
yeah,
right.
So it's the
right.
same. It's
It
the
is
same
the
It
day.
is Friday night, yeah, but she still takes him to the military school thing, and then
And then she hightails it to Detroit
Yeah.
from there.
yeah,
And they're hot on her tail to go to Detroit
apparently.
and get the tickets that they did not get.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Does anybody have
It's-
anything else?
It's pretty funny.
No, I mean it's I don't know. The acting and stuff is, I mean, it's good for what it is. The thing is, there's not much to it. It's all
Yeah.
pretty straightforward stuff.
I mean, I didn't hear anything, Justin, from you about the Academy Awards. Is this not award worthy?
While Justin's looking that up,
I forgot.
I'll say there was another
Thanks, Justin.
Kiss member wife / girlfriend
Oh, was
cameo in the film. Yeah, one of the protesting mothers, like the first mother you see that's protesting,
the brunette.
was Paul Stanley's wife at the time.
I think it's the brunette.
Oh,
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
she's
It's,
really
curly
prominent.
brown,
Yeah.
curly brown with glasses. Yeah,
Yeah, she's pretty prominent.
I remember why I didn't mention it now. I remember why I didn't make notes. So it has like 3 nominations for things. So there's like the Golden Trailer Awards. It got nominated for the trashiest trailer.
Nice.
The Stinkers Bad Movie Awards. It was a
Perfect.
nominee for the worst song or song performance in a film
What?
by Marilyn Manson. Highway to Hell.
yes. I remember that.
Then Young Star Awards, the nominee for Best Young Actor / Performance, Sam Huntington,
Ah.
the guy who played
nice.
Jam. So that's why I did not. I forgot
Great-
to write down
Great award
nothing.
section.
Yeah. So do you have budgetary
I do.
information about this?
I do. The budget for this movie estimated to be $34 million.
Holy hell!
wow.
What?
Yep, that's on IMDb.
I am going to say no. It
What?
did not
It
make
didn't
its
make.
money.
Oh, I think it might have.
I think it might have. I do have one other small complaint, by the way, before we get there, since you just said it was $34 million.
In 99.
But here on the other website that I usually look at, it's called The Numbers. They said that the production budget was $16 million.
Okay, that's more believable.
I don't know who's right, IMDb or The Numbers.
16
Jesus.
does sound more like what we saw on screen.
It does.
But let's split the difference. We'll say 20.
Sure.
Still a lot, though.
Yeah.
But when they finally get to Detroit, this is one complaint that I have about the movie. When they finally get to Detroit, and I've felt this ever since I saw this movie when I was younger, everything seems to be happening on this one street.
Yes.
Yes.
That bothers me. Like the
Why?
It just seems they make Detroit seem like downtown here. Like just this tiny little like everything happens within. They're like, oh, we gotta go to the radio station. Oh, it's right here. We're in luck. Like it's everything's
This massive population of a massive crowd walking down the street, and they find the parking spot right in front of the radio station.
I was kind of okay with that because they're like, get in there. Like they make a joke out of it, but for the radio station to be right there, they go to the convenience store. It's like right around the corner. Everything. I mean, he gets thrown over the fence, and just so happens to be thrown over the fence into where the car thieves like have
the garage, the chop
have
shop,
their garage stuff. Yeah,
No, we don't really know how far this is from that main street, though.
You're right. It just seems very small. That's my only complaint about
Movie
it.
magic.
Maybe that leans more towards it being a $16 million. All the stuff in Detroit was not filmed in Detroit.
Oh, I imagine not.
It was filmed in Canada. I think it was Toronto.
Yeah, Canada.
Old Canada.
Yeah.
Actually, speaking, go ahead.
I do have one more thing. I know you normally do this, Justin. I don't think you have it in your back pocket though. Someone who just would how would you guys think in the role of Hawk
Okay.
So Edward Furlong
or Jam?
Okay.
One of the two. Can't believe I'm saying this. Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
Yeah.
Well, he would have made sense because
he was
how
big in the
popular
90s.
He was.
Yeah.
He was big, but he's too clean cut. He's Home Improvement. He's too.
Well, he was in the original Jungle to Jungle, or what was that other?
No, Jungle to Jungle, you're right. And then you also have Man of the House.
Man of the
You
House.
also
That's
have
the movie I was thinking
I'll
of.
Be Home for the Holidays. You have Tim Taylor. You know,
He was big.
Home Improvement.
Home Improvement. Yeah.
He was
a big
squeaky
name.
clean though.
But yeah, he was too clean.
Yeah.
I don't think it would have worked.
He would not have been good for Hawk.
No.
Jam, I could see
Yeah, I could see Jam
doing that, but not Hawk.
maybe Jam.
Yeah.
But I
But
still think
anyway, with the budget, it only made $4.2 million.
Jesus.
Wow.
That sucks.
Yeah. So
Okay.
it's not about the movie. It's not about the profits. It's about the art.
Well,
man.
I do know that when I
it's
was
just a glorified commercial to go see Kiss in concert.
That's
what it is.
Yeah.
but I do know
I
when I was
guarantee you that's what Gene Simmons Chaim was thinking.
Yes.
when I was going to see all those Saturday movies by myself, I was alone in the theater when I watched this. So
Oh, really?
that doesn't help things.
There you go.
Yeah.
In '99, that's a big deal.
No, I spent a lot of time in the theaters by
No,
myself.
that's true.
Yeah.
So a couple things. The director Adam Rifkin, he has a cameo in this. I'd like to mention.
Oh, let me guess. Was he the DJ?
I don't think you'll get it. No.
Kind of close.
Well, this goes along with the whole Canada comment I made earlier because it filmed in Canada. So Canada has a law that if you're the director, you can't act on film.
Really?
Apparently, it's a union thing. I
That's
think
stupid.
because of the Directors Guild, I think. But so what he did was the strip club. It's Raining Men Club.
Yep.
Which is a fantastic name for a strip club. There's a guy on the logo on the outside. There's a guy, like a naked guy. Well, they
Yeah.
cut off the head of the model that they used and put the director's head on the muscular dude in the logo. I thought that was pretty funny. But that's Adam Rifkin's
I thought he
face.
was the constantly dancing bartender.
No.
He's like, hey, you gotta get up on stage. And he's just
Yes.
constantly dancing. There's like no music whatsoever, and he's still there dancing.
What's his name? Is it Chip? I feel like it's Chip.
Probably.
There's definitely a Lars. One of the waiters is Lars. I just it stuck in my
Chip
head.
and
I
Lars.
was like, oh, it's Lars. I was like, of course. There's a muscular blonde who's the damn waiter.
It reminds me of the best SNL skit of all time with Chris Farley,
Oh, yeah.
the Chippendales dancers, Chris Farley and
Will Ferrell?
Patrick
No,
Swayze.
Patrick Swayze.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's like you're really good dancer, you know.
But yeah,
Jesus.
the other thing I wanted to mention is I saw in some of the trivia here that that this was the first movie released on DVD, which I didn't think that was true.
What?
So I wanted to do some more digging.
Like the motion picture?
Yeah, like this was
a solid motion picture released on
like
DVD?
this was the first like feature film released on a DVD. That's what people were saying, and I
Wow.
that didn't seem right to me. So I
Okay.
started doing some digging here. It's not right.
Okay.
So
The
there's
rumors are false, folks.
yes, false rumors.
You're here to hear first on Screen Riot.
Fake news. There's actually 15 movies released on DVD all at the same time
Oh wow.
because it was a studio effort that did it.
Okay.
Okay.
So there is no like first movie ever on DVD.
Was Detroit the first alphabetical of the movies
no,
released?
no, like
it
Time to
wasn't.
Kill was. I actually have the 15
Time to
movies here.
Kill.
Yeah,
A Time to Kill?
A Time to Kill.
That's the
Bond.
what's
The
his
Bond
face?
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So A Time to Kill, Blade Runner, Eraser, Goodfellas, Interview with the Vampire, The Road Warrior, Seven, The Birdcage, The Bridges of Madison County, The Fugitive, The Mask, The Wizard of Oz, Twister, Unforgiven, and Woodstock.
So half of those should never have been released ever. But that's cool, I guess.
I purchased 7 of those back in the day.
Did
Yeah.
you?
Yeah.
I was
Was
gonna
it
say 'cause
Racer one of them?
No, Racer was not one. of them.
Little Arnold Schwarzenegger being a witness protection guy.
No, I mean you're
That's
talking like
serious.
7 and you know
Yeah,
the
7 was good.
I was
Interview
gonna
with a
make
Vampire.
I was gonna make a joke and be like, "Well, you purchased 7. I really like 7.
Yeah.
I really like 7 too.
7 was a good movie."
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
I just want to know what that strappy thing he made was. Like, what did it do?
Strappy thing.
Oh,
yeah, the lust. The lust one.
yeah. Okay.
I wanted
You would
Yeah,
want to
yeah,
know
you
what
would
that's
want
for, wouldn't you?
just saying. Anyway.
Well, Rotten Tomatoes. So the critics give Detroit Rock City a 49%, and the audience gives it an 82%. So
all
definitely
Kiss
a more
fans.
audience. Yeah, maybe.
All Kiss fans.
Hell yeah.
Don't worry, we're about to get a 9.5 out of Kyle.
No.
No, a 10. Thank
10,
you.
A 10.
A perfect
solid
10.
10. A 10.
You guys totally miss everything. You gotta crank it up to 11.
11.
Oh man.
That sounds like you as well.
Hell yeah.
Well, since this was your movie, Kyle, you get the honors of going first.
11. Next.
Okay.
No. No, it's not that great. It was definitely a glorified commercial for a Kiss concert. Like, hey everybody, look how cool Kiss was back in the 70s, late 70s.
I'd be curious to know. Sorry to interrupt, but I'd
go
be
ahead.
curious to know if their concert sales, like or music sales or whatever, went
Oh,
up after
increase?
this movie. Yeah.
Maybe. It might have, because nobody really went to the theaters to see it. So
No,
Well,
that's
this
true.
was also, I think
Nobody
they,
bought the movie, but they bought Kiss merch.
I think they had
Yeah.
planned a tour. It was like one of their final tours that they did,
Oh,
which was
gosh.
bullshit because there was like 6 final tours.
Oh, yeah.
yes.
But there was a whole. And to their credit, though, there was like 15 bands that all try to do the same thing. Like
Oh, yeah.
Poison or
The money's too
Motley
good.
Crue. Motley Crue was on their like 9th final tour when they actually finally gave it up. If they've even given it up, who the hell knows, right? But yeah, I know there was a tour in '98 or '99 that had to have come out near this movie. So that's more than likely they probably benefited or tried to like time it to where it came out right around the same time.
Yeah. But anyway, I mean, I actually enjoyed the movie just because it's all about going to a Kiss concert and the troubles that they have and how they overcome and actually finally get into the concert. And, at the very end of the movie, Jam gets another drumstick.
Yeah.
And, of course, it's the concert was a mock concert, and they did it just for the movie. And they did all the cool stuff of, Gene spitting out blood and, shooting fire from his mouth or whatever. Spitting out fire, which is his pinnacle stage things.
Right.
He always does those. But I guess it's a lot cooler to me to actually say that I've seen Kiss in concert and I've actually met them, and to then watch this movie and be like, yeah, I know exactly how those kids are feeling. If my Kiss tickets were taken, and be like, yeah, no, I'm gonna go there. and get some. But I mean, cinematography wise, you guys were right. It did mature a lot towards the end. It was almost like watching two different movies. You know, the very beginning of the movie was pretty clean, and then the second was a little bit more edgy and I guess not necessarily polished, but it had a lot more going for it in the second half. I think I'm going to give this movie a 6.9.
Okay, 6.9.
I see what you did there. I see what you did there.
I didn't do anything. It was just it's a solid score.
John?
Overall, I did find it entertaining in a high school sort of way. I like that it did feel like a 1978 movie that matured into a 80s/90s film. I did like that. I think each of our four characters having their own subplot and their own coming of age storyline was good, because they ended up learning about themselves
and how to get laid in weird places.
Right? Yeah. I mean, John Connor and Shannon Tweed. I mean,
damn,
come on now.
Lucky dude.
And as I was telling Kyle earlier, and I also said on the show, I can totally see the appeal of the movie for Kiss fans.
Yeah.
And again, if it was about Metallica, I'd be like, yeah, this is a 10, right? This is awesome, right? Because I was, Metallica John back in the day. It does have some weak areas in what Justin always says is rewatchability. I don't think I'll ever watch this again unless Kyle makes me. And though I laugh at it now, while I was watching it, the 90s Nickelodeon commercial piece of the priest at the school just kind of like threw me out of it. I paused it because I was laughing. It reminded me of the dinner at a tube and all that stuff would just pull me out of the movie. And I think I'm gonna give this one a 5.
Okay, a 5 for John. Yeah, now that we talked a little bit more, I was off-put a little bit by the beginning of how kind of chaotic and weird and different feeling the first 30 minutes was between the other thing. But I think I'm going with you, John, where you were saying, like, maybe it was done purposefully. I'll have to give him the benefit of the doubt and say maybe it was done purposefully. And the filmmaking matures with the four guys. I was watching it in the road trip. I was kind of like, man, I kind of miss like doing like friend road trips when we were teenagers. Like I always had a lot of fun doing that, so that was kind of nostalgic. The pizza looked disgusting. That's gonna get a whole point minus. I'm sorry, Kyle.
It's all right.
As a pizza connoisseur. No, I'm kidding.
Pizza snob over there.
Yeah. The soundtrack, like you said, Eddie, is pretty good in here. I found myself subconsciously like tapping my foot or something, like just watching the movie and all that. I did laugh a few times. It is a comedy. The first time I saw this movie, I did not see some of the twists that we were talking about, like with his mom, James' mom being there, and then them meeting up with the four bullies.
Yeah.
With the 9-year-old bully, which is probably the worst actor in the movie. The 9-year-old kid.
No, Chongo's
Not Chongo?
worse.
Oh, Chongo.
Chongo's worse than the 9-year-old.
He reminds me of the Blazing Saddles
Mongo.
Yeah. He's pretty bad.
Yeah. But all in all, I think it's a fun movie to watch. It's probably more fun like to watch with like friends over drinks and stuff. I have a feeling you'd probably laugh more at the intended humor jokes than I did on this probably my second watching here. So I think I'm gonna give Detroit Rock City, I think a 7, just a straight 7.
All right.
Okay, so I've seen this movie, I don't know,
90 times,
472 times.
Yep.
at least
Every single time you went to the theater.
at least 30 times. I mean, I've seen it a lot.
All by myself every time.
Yep.
Well, alone a lot. I think I watched it because I don't have friends, and to watch somebody else enjoy their friends is a way for me to escape my own reality. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Way to bring it down. Good job.
Yeah, well, it's part of the other 3 hour. It's the 3 hour cut that you guys aren't hearing.
It's all the depression we didn't
crying.
see on film.
That being said, I don't know, comedies to me, like I enjoy comedies like because they're kind of funny, but I don't enjoy comedies in general. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
so,
because you like more cerebral
yeah.
things. I don't know how else to describe it.
So I mean,
You don't want to see some dude premature ejaculating in a car.
No. Oh, I've seen
You would have preferred that Shannon Tweed knock John Connor over the head and drag him into a basement and cage him up for a while.
I'll be dead honest with you. Had she been a serial killer or something,
You'd have been all over it.
think about how much different this movie would be.
Not gonna lie, I would actually like to see Shannon Tweed as a serial killer.
Right? It would be kind of a better movie. Anyway, so
I like that.
In her happy, bubbly self.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that
twist.
script.
Yeah,
Hi.
it's worth a look. But anyhow, I don't know. It's just a very immature movie. It's not as immature as Johnny Dangerously, and it's not as stupid as Johnny Dangerously by far. And I do like that there's actually a plot and a story. So for me, this movie's a 4.
Okay.
It's a solid watch. It's not fantastic by any means. And if you go and you watch it and you go, God, it was juvenile and kind of stupid, I'm not going to fault you. Like I'd 100% agree. I think that the soundtrack does a lot, and I really think that the story of like 4 friends coming of age, I'm willing to go with you on it. It's like Stand By Me, but done through like a dumb fucking Gene Simmons lens.
Nice.
Through a Gene Simmons mouth.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with it. Yeah. So I mean, yeah.
So with that, Detroit Rock City gets an average score of 5.7.
Which is damn near the 50% that critics gave it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it has like a 6 point something on IMDb.
Oh, really?
Yeah, something like that. So with that, John, we need to spin to see which one of us, between you and I, is going to be the next picker.
All right, let's do it. Justin.
Oh, God. Okay, so we have what genres left?
We have romance, which I know you want.
Yes.
I know you want romance.
I want to see a Justin romance.
And thriller.
Okay.
Shooting for thriller, hey?
All right, here we go.
Here we
Yeah.
go. Romance.
I just hope you get thriller because then that'll screw up whatever he's got for Christmas.
I know.
Oh.
It'll
Thriller.
Hey.
There we go.
Right.
be it. Okay, so this is a movie I saw a long time ago, and I've actually been kind of thinking about it lately for some reason. It's a movie from 1980.
Okay.
It's a rated R. It's called Dressed to Kill.
Yeah.
So this was written and directed by Brian De Palma, who's probably one of my favorite directors.
This is a 007 film.
No,
Nope.
it's not.
This isn't dressed. Oh, you know what? You're right. This is
This
the one
has-
with Michael Caine.
Yes.
Yes, Michael
This
Caine.
has Michael Caine, Angie Dickinson, and Nancy Allen in it. The description is: a mysterious blonde woman kills one of a psychiatrist's patients and then goes after the high-class call girl who witnessed the murder. One of the reasons I picked this, like I said, it was because I've kind of been thinking about it a little bit later. But also because back when we reviewed Quills,
Yes.
John made the comment on the show that he does not want to see Michael Caine in like a bad light or anything. So
that's a
I
good
was
one for
like, I know of a movie I kind of want to do and haven't seen in a while. So that's
Yeah.
that's what we will do.
Justin's a jerk.
Yes.
That's why.
Michael Caine plays a pretty good baddie. Like
I'm sure he does.
He's been a baddie in a few movies. This is yeah. Yeah.
So, if you want to follow along at home, go to justwatch.com, look up Dressed to Kill. That's the version from 1980 because there's like 10 different movies called Dressed to Kill. So make sure you're checking out the one with Michael Caine. And check back with us on next week when we'll be reviewing that.
All right. See ya.
See you.
See it.